Okay, for number 33, we have our first part 3 4-point question. It's basically a quadratic application of something dropping that follows a given path. So it's a quadratic function. We have to analyze it or answer a few questions about it. So it says how many feet did it fall between 1 and 2 seconds? So what we're going to do, we're going to observe at what height it was after 1 second, which would be h of 1. We're going to see what height it's at h of 2, which would be 2 seconds. And we're going to compare the two. So that will tell us what the difference was between 1 and 2 seconds. So if we evaluate h of 1, do this with the graphing calculator and just observe the table. If we observe h of 2, I don't have to do this math manually for number 32. You should get 128 and 80. So this, imagine something falling here. Right, so between 1 second and 2 seconds, obviously it's going to drop a little bit. So how much did it drop? If it went from 128 to 80, it dropped between that second 48 feet. So in that 1 second, it fell 48 additional feet. And a little follow-up question on the bottom. Algebraically, keyword there, how many seconds will it take to reach the ground? What does this add to this question, the algebraic component? The fact that we can't just use the graphing calculator. We could use it to maybe help us with some calculations, but we can't just guess. We can't just say, oh, I got this off my calculator and the answer is 7, something like that. We actually have to do some algebra here. So this is going to involve us, I don't know why I'm using parentheses, solving a quadratic. Luckily, there's no plane t term, so this we could just use square roots to solve. And it hits the ground when h of t is equal to 0. In other words, you hit the ground when your height is 0. So we could start by doing that. If I move the 16t over, I'm going to get this. I'm going to divide both sides by 16, and I'm going to get 9. So t squared equals 9, which means if we take the square root, we get plus or minus 3. In this case, we don't have a time machine, so we can't have negative 3 seconds. So the only answer here is at 3 seconds. It hits the ground, or h of 3 is equal to 0. Okay? Keyword, finding something algebraically means actually showing your work and solving it rather than just utilizing the calculator. You can use the calculator maybe to give you a little hint. So like, all right, I should be getting 3 is my answer, which I see on the table. Maybe that can help guide you in the right direction. But to get full credit here, you would have to show all of your work.